welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sunday evening, and that means one thing: we're rounding out the MRL week with some Formula 2 action. Joining me, as always, for F2 is Mr. Alex. But Alex, how are you doing this evening, my friend?
Hello, Unicorn. Very good. And here on the commentary booth, and now we are here on Monaco, and this will be an amazing round for F2.
Yeah, it's the last Monaco race of the week, and it's been a pretty impressive week so far. We've seen some pretty drastic overtakes that I really wasn't expecting out of the Monaco week, and it's a really tricky, track to overtake around in the F1 cars. A little bit slower, of course, with the F2 cars, so maybe we see even more close wheel-to-wheel action. And it's because they are, that little bit more lenient because of that reduced speed, so we might see maybe a few more moves into Massenet turn 3, through Casino, that section of track. I reckon the hotel, that's going to be, much slower, but yeah, I wanna see this. This is gonna be an interesting race, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of corners, different speed than F1, as you said. So probably some drivers trying to take more risks on some parts of this track on Monte Carlo. So probably we can see more side by side racing on a track where normally you can't see that on F1.
Yeah, exactly. And well, a community event. There's a lot of people in here, a lot of familiar faces to the F2 scene. A few people who haven't raced F2, I don't think, before from the F1 divisions of MRL here. I'm having a look through the roster. I'm not seeing anyone that I've seen is new to MRL completely, but obviously, if you want to join the MRL F2 races and other community events, all you got to do, !Discord, join an ever-growing community of awesome F1 fans. But just about ready to go here. It's 8 o'clock for us here in the UK, 9 for everyone else in Europe, but it's going to be an interesting one. Monaco, we got teased with it earlier, Alex, in APAC division. Rain. We almost saw it here at Monaco. It's possible around this track. We almost got it in APAC at the end of the race, but we didn't. Do you think we could see it here tonight? Because I think a lot of people are hoping for it.
Yeah, it's something really special here on Monaco streets. So I really don't know if I want to see that because sometimes we have some issues with the control of the car. So we know that it's very different, the handling compared to the F1. So if you add some spicy things like rain, probably some drivers will lose a lot that control of the F2. So now we will do one shot qualifying and two 50% races, one on the feature and the other on the sprint.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we go into that one-shot qualifying. We'll see who it lands on here in Monaco. Obviously, always we will just roll around with whoever it picks, unless of course they crash. If that's the case, fingers crossed. Henna's whatever I've just done has fixed the mic problem a little bit, but if not, do let me know.
And it's raining.
Oh, it is. It's not heavy, but it is indeed raining.
But I don't know if it will be enough for the wets. Remember, we don't have that intermediate compound, so there's no like that transition is much higher. It's from dry to wet. We don't have that intermediate, so it's full wet. Neon says on the chat the driver we have on this roster as well as Squid. So very difficult conditions for these 18 drivers I think we have today.
Yeah, and like you said, no intermediate tires. And if this was an F1 race, that is exactly what we would see. We would see everyone hop onto the intermediate compound tires. I think that it's a thin veil of rain. It's definitely, you can see it on the surface there, the raindrops falling in the puddles. But here we are, full wet tires for Williams here. And we'll just have to see how everyone goes. Down it into turn 1 then, on board with Williams right now. And I can see him already squirming his way out of the first corner, down through the fast turn of turn 2 into Massenet here. And he's dropping down the order a little bit. We'll go on stop board with someone a little bit higher up the order. Neon, our weatherman for today, coming at us with the first weather report. And He is indeed on that full wet compound of tyre as well, as is everyone else on this grid down into the Grand Hotel hairpin. I imagine this is where we're going to see a bit of change in the order, and you can see it there. Everyone jostling around for position. And Neon getting out of there quite successfully. And he's up into P1 now in the Carlin. As they come down.
Yeah, it seems like he has a very, very good run. Maka behind him, probably a few tenths just at the back of that wall, but just overtakes him on the wall chicane. Probably Neon did a mistake.
Yeah, very, very slow through there. I don't know if there's any damage on that car. I think he just about avoided it, but just super deep. And not exactly the fastest we've ever seen someone go through there. And now a little tap onto the wall as well, coming out of swimming pool. And it's not been perfect for him, but he's still P2. Squid's out of the session. I wonder if he's had a problem somewhere through Raskas, maybe deep into the wall there as he comes across the line. Neon is going to set pole position on 131.9, and that's 3/10 faster than what Psycho's got to offer. And then Domi on 132.4. And then there's a huge gap, Alex. So 134.6 is the next best time, with a lot of DS2s coming across.
I'm very impressed with the time of Psycho. Psycho really was holding that pole position till Raskas at one moment of disqualification. Then Neon had wheel spin and almost losing there on the entry of Raskas, but then a very good traction out of that last corner set him on pole position, gaining that 4 points for today.
Yeah, 4 points to Neon. Like you said, coming across both races are dry, so we're just seeing a wet qualifying. Nothing other than that. Also, we'll go through the qualifying grid a little bit here before we hop into the race. We've got Neon, Psycho, Domi, Eric, and Back Row round up the top 5. JA Games, I don't think we've seen him here before. It's a new name to me from memory. In P6, Matt in 7th, Moen in 8th. And we'll go through the rest of these guys in just a little bit, but we haven't got a formation lap. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Misfits F2.
Yeah, very, very interesting. JA Games. Yes, indeed, he's a new driver for F2. I think he's a mid-season sign-up for F1 for the divisions of MRL. So we'll see how he can handle these conditions. Now it's dry, it seems like the weather report from Neon was only wet on quali and then dry on both races, as Squid as well confirms that on the chat. So it's 13 seconds left till this race starts, because remember, we don't have that formation lap here on F2. We'll be just on time to the action.
Yeah, exactly. Straight in, just a few moments as everyone gets their setups finalized. 4 setups now allowed, but here we go. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights here in Monaco, and the lighting sequence a lot longer than it was in APAC this morning, that's for sure. But here we are away, and Psycho getting a much better start than Neon, who's really struggled off the line. He has a look up the inside, but he's not going to find it there. You can see already, back row, JA Games exchanging, but down in for the lead. Psycho has a look up the inside of Neon through turn 2, but he's not going to find anything. There's a big crash behind, and what has gone on down here? Venom.
It's a safety car.
Yeah, Rutanius, Venom, Wells Post, all down there at the bottom. A little bit of damage.
Yeah, it's a safety car. I think someone collided on the exit of turn 1, and then a big pileup was done. I don't think there's terminal damage for any driver here, but certainly some front wing missing on this on some F2 cars. They are respecting the gaps on their safety car, so probably you can see Domi, who started on these super softs, as well as Moen and Squid, trying to pit as I think 4 doors and spawn on the hairpin.
He's had some sort of problem here. He, like you said, he has spun, but now he resets the track and then got spun again. So really struggling to get that Campos racing car turned around. You can see Rutanius there under the moniker of Patanius, with the implication there being that he's on controller rather than wheel, but Wells Toast and Rutanius there getting stuck behind him as he gets his car turned around, and you can see now they're miles away from the rest of this grid. And
yeah, we'll see what Domi does. Domi stays out. I think that's something I didn't I'm surprised about that, as Eric, who was on the softs, pits for super softs. He's not changing the front wing, so is this poor strategy from the Univirtuosi car?
Yeah, well, obviously they can't serve that mandatory pit stop in these first 3 laps, so got got to bear that in mind. A big shout out to Mr. Ace Ritchie raiding the stream. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated, as well as everyone just hanging up. But yeah, you can't pit under lap 1 to solve that mandatory pit stop. You're going to wait until after the first 3 laps. So Domi evidently just trying to stick to that one stop as much as he can. We do have 21 laps here. It's a lot longer than most of the other F2 races that we have, just because of how short this lap is. But right now, we're only on lap 2 because of this early safety car that's been brought out here. So, Matt, a 3-second time penalty. You don't want to be picking those up under safety car. He's down in 15th place right now. But you can see most drivers on the soft compound tyre, a few on the super soft as well that are offered to the drivers. It's not too frequently we get to see them.
Yeah, I was surprised about Domino pitting, but yeah, I actually forgot about the mandatory pit stop. Has to be, as you said, not on the 3 first laps. So probably Eric just missing that point. I don't think so. He's really used to these F2 cars. He's usually driving week back to week here and not only here. But he has to pit again, and probably traffic now. He's not the best friend of the driver of Univirtuosi, as the safety car is still going one more lap, as we have some drivers still to catch that queue. So Eric will have a very harsh work to do here. From 10th, he was 4th, I think, and he will pit again.
Yeah, not quite sure what his plan is here, because now he is again going to be thrown down the order. He's getting off of the super soft, and like you said, he has been here before. We've seen him in these F2 races plenty of times, so he must know that he cannot serve that mandatory pit stop under the safety or under the first 3 laps. Obviously,
probably, I think he regret about pitting for super softs, and now he's pitting for this softs, and then have the best compound to the end on the end of this race. But I think that's the thing, because otherwise, I really don't know what he's playing. Here.
Yeah, indeed. So a little bit surprising on these first few laps that we've had such confusion from a few of these drivers, particularly Eric, who's now in 17th place. Let's have a look at the position changes since this race started. We have got Neon, Psycho, and Domi, the top 3. They've been the top 3 since the start. They're the only 3 not to have exchanged positions since the start of this race. Then we have Backrow, he's up 1. Day Games up 1 as well. Moen into 6, up 2. Williams, what a start for him. He's up 6 places. Then Kiwi, he's up 2. Macca's up 3. Auto Sedan, the first of the losers, down 1 place into 10th. Then we have Rutanius, he's up 6 places. Welsh Toast's up 4. And the safety car is coming this lap. Everyone else, gains by Shane, 2 up 2, and Squid in 15th. He's up 3, but everyone else just pitting or getting involved in those early positions. So let's go back to the tyres and let's see how Neon restarts this race.
Yeah, definitely. Carlin car seems like he will have now the throttle to the at the maximum. So we will see, because Psycho, it seems like he has not fall asleep under that release on the green flag racing now on Monaco. It seems like he lost the apex on 01, and Domi will take profit of that. Going down to Massanet, we will see the AEDT car and the Dams car. He's going and trying to go around the outside, better compound for the AEDT driver. He will be ahead on Casino, but still Psycho holding around of the AEDT driver. Domi will dive now on Mirabeau. It seems like still side by side, Unicorn.
Yeah, really nice racing from these two, and you've got Psycho there on the inside of the hairpin. The super soft though, just affording Domi that little bit extra grip, a little bit extra traction. You can see Psycho there having a big snap out of the rear, almost putting it in the wall, and that could open him up here to Backrow. He's picked up a 3-second time penalty. What is this going to cost him here as they come down towards the Nouvelle Chicane? Still in P3. Domi, he's picked up a 3 seconds as well, so he's got 1 to his name. And already, these penalties on a track like Monaco, Alex, where you can pick up, a late safety car fairly easily if someone has a little mistake. These 3-second penalties can really come and haunt you towards the end of this campaign.
Totally. As Domi is trying to catch Neon on a different compound, and he's actually not doing that. Neon opens the gap almost 2 seconds. It's 1.7 at the moment between both leaders, setting the fastest lap now, the driver of Carlin.
There's a big issue. Kiwi's round, and that's led to a little bit of a concertina with a few of the other drivers. see there, he's in. I think Rutanius, Ford Sedan, Maka as well might have been caught up in that one. And
Yeah, we
we've
have
got
some drivers on the pits.
We've got a virtual safety car as well, Alex. End plates
Yeah,
missing.
this will be massive for strategy. Now they can do the mandatory pit stop as Moa and Wavy, Matt and Kiwi jumps into the pits. So now trying to exchange the compound and try to go to the end with this stop. But actually,
Can't serve it under
stop.
VSC.
Yeah, exactly. A stop under BSC is not mandatory. So we'll see how this plays out because some drivers probably will try to pit again. But I don't think. I think it doesn't count. Well, it counts as mandatory if you went to the pits before the BSC was, reported.
Yeah, Williams there in P6. He's just picked up a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. So very, very unfortunate for him. But we are back to green flag racing here at Monaco, and gaps starting to form. People starting to spread out and back to the racing that they were before. Welsh Toast, he's got a nice run down into Tabac, and he's up the inside of the Campos racing car of four-door sedan, but they're coming back at him through into swimming pool, and four-door sedan a very nice return move. You can see there that gains by Shane as well as having a look up the inside, down into Raskas they go. Four-door sedan's wide, and well, that's let them both by, plus Eric, and four-door sedan now hops into the pit lane. This will be, well, he hopes his mandatory pit stop. The super soft, Alex. I don't know if they're going to go to the end here on this.
Yeah, that will be rough to do it. It will be 15 laps, if not 16 actually, to try to go to the end with those tires. And well, it's of course more soft than soft, so very, very difficult task to do to the end of the race to four-door sedan.
Yeah, now we've got Eric all over the rear of Welsh Toast. He looks at it down into Mirabal, but he's not going to try it. Sensibly holding back here in that Uni Virtuosi car, and he's had a brilliant restart compared to everyone else. We saw him all the way down in 17th after a few pit stops under the full course safety car, but now he's back up into P10 point scoring position in the feature race here, and it seems like he'd be on for a fairly decent strategy, but just like everyone else ahead of him, he does still have to pit because he hasn't served. We've got an exchange between Psycho. Well, Psycho's had a problem here, Alex. Don't know what's happened to it through swimming pool, but this...
I think it's spawned probably. Oh, probably he touched the wall. I don't think he has. Yeah, he has damage, but he thinks it's not enough because probably that can just screw the strategy for the damaged driver. He will stay out, but losing that time that caused having that lack of downforce on that front wing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's never ideal, and it's something that you can see, it's fairly manageable to hold someone behind.
Look at Eric, sorry to interrupt, but look at Eric. What a run out of turn one, almost touching the rear there of Wilstos. Eric will stay behind, but it seems like he has more pace than once to unleash it. Just behind this Charus car. So now the Univirtuosi driver was trying to do the move, but now he's just on traffic. So very, very good attempt for him. It doesn't work at the first time. Probably it can work later.
Absolutely, a nice run like that. You can see he's got slightly fresher tyres as well, so that can play into his favour as they come out now through 48 down into the tunnel, and well, still plenty of time. Rutanius, he's having a look up the inside of Shane down into the chicane, but he's not going to find it. But you can see the super softs here.
I think it was an overtake. I think it was an overtake by the Prema driver rather than Rutanius trying to hold, to overtake this driver. So very good driver on the overtake on the tunnel. Domi jumps into the pits, changing front wing as well. We didn't see that. We didn't notice he had damage, so he will have to pit and waste more seconds on that pit lane. That would not be good for his race.
The only thing that he has to redeem himself here is in P10 right now. He's still in the points, and everyone else yet to pit ahead of him, so he does have that advantage, or at least pit mandatorily. Welsh Toast, Eric going at it side by side again as they come up through turn 2 into turn 3. The Uni Virtuosi car still behind as they come out of Casino, but he's really hungry, Alex. He's looking for this position. He's been all over Welsh Toast's gearbox since this race began, really, or the restart. And he's just not letting him go as Ford Sedan and Wavy have exchanged.
Yeah, it seemed like a probably mistake from the four-door sedan as Wavy just creates a gap of 1 second just after that last traction zone of the track. Now we have another battle here. I think it is Eric and Welsto still, but as well Kiwi on the back of Moen as Moen goes. No, it was Kiwi. Sorry, Kiwi goes wide and taps the exit of Grand Hotel Hairpin. I don't know if that caused the damage, but probably sometimes yeah, it's damage on the right end plate of that Campos racing car.
Damage around here. So easy to pick up on what we're saying. You know, it doesn't really cost you when you're that far ahead of someone or just ahead of someone. You just keep them back. Rutenius now into the pit lane, getting off those super soft compound tires. But if you're trying to catch someone and you've got front wing damage, that is where it causes a problem because it just really holds you up, ruins that pace, and also gives you a longer pit stop. So it can really hurt if you're trying to undercut, really hurt if you're just trying to catch someone after you've pitted. So we'll have to wait and see how these guys, soldier on with this damage. And, where they are right now isn't exactly an ideal place to be having that damage. Not that there is an ideal place to have damage, but when you're trying to catch, get into the points. Not brilliant. Neon, race leader. He's just picked up 3 seconds of penalties. Phineas comes out of the pit lane just behind Moen and Matt in P13. And it's pretty calm right now, Alex.
Yeah, very calm. We have this train from Moen, Matt, and Rutenius. Rutenius with fresher tires, so probably he can put a spark here on this battle and try to just shake a little bit this grid. So we'll see if he can do it. Of course, different input as the usual he has today on pad. So we will see how he can develop this race with that input. So very good driver with Will. We will see how he does on pad, but at the moment he's doing great.
Yeah, Williams out of the session. Can't see that car. I think it's in the pit lane. And who is that? There's a problem for Kiwi in the Nouvelle Chicane. The Campos racing car picks up a 3-second penalty for his troubles. But super unfortunate for him. Matt right now all over the rear of Moen, not finding a way past. Can Eric be a little bit more successful through Massenet down into Casino? The Virtuosi still not finding a way past. So super unfortunate for Eric right now, who's just stuck behind the Charouz racing car. But he's trying his hardest, that's for sure. Matt, a little slide out of turn 1. He's struggling to find a way past Moen as well, and he has got Rutenius there in the car and hunting him down. And it looks like he might be missing. Rutenius has got a significant amount of damage, Alex, despite the fact that he's just come out the pit lane.
Yeah, actually, and he's actually keeping the pace even with the car in front. But yeah, he has a big chunk of damage there on the right part of that front wing. So very bad luck for the Carlin driver today on Monaco. I don't know if he'll want to pit again, but probably he wants to stay out and try to go as far as he can.
Yeah, Cyclone out into the pit. Venom just had a problem. So that was down in Sector 3, and you can see there that...
Oh, someone spun. I think it was Venom, yeah? You said?
He's spun, pointing the wrong way, and he's been disqualified because he's just trying to let everyone by, but because he's pointing the wrong way, he's been disqualified, and he's just parked in the middle of the track, and that AI car is really costing, I think that's Squid there. It is Squid. He will not be happy with that one, but there's not a lot that Venom could have done. So, very lucky for the BWT Race Lab car that he hasn't picked up any visible damage from that stationary AI car, but that's gone poorly for just about everyone involved, and much work for Squid to get that avoided and not collect himself on the car there.
Yeah, Rutenius, meanwhile, it's like they had an exchange between him and Matt. Still Matt ahead of the Carlin car, and meanwhile Eric still very close on the back of that Charouz car. So right now Wellstos defending a lot. Now Eric taps the rear of Wellstos. It seems like it won't be any major collision than that. Probably Eric losing the braking point 5 meters or 10 and can do consequences like that. Hopefully it wasn't that bad. So both drivers steer without damage out of that clash on the exit of the tunnel.
Yeah, the problem these guys have though, Alex, is that, well, the problem Eric has in particular is that he has been stuck behind Wells Toast for so long now. It's allowed Domi to catch up. Domi, obviously, he's just come into the pit lane. He's not been long out, but here goes the Uni Virtuosi on the inside of turn 1. He's been waiting to get
What
this
a
move
move.
done. Wells Toast into the wall, I think, on the outside, but he's going to try and come back. Actually, no, it's Domi. Domi's trying to get both of them here. Down into Massenet they go, side by side, and it's a slide for the Uni Virtuosi. Wells Toast just navigates up the inside of Massenet, but for Eric, he's been so patiently waiting for that move. He got it done and then instantly spins a moment later trying to defend from a fast mover in Domi. That's so unfortunate for Eric. It was up and then it was straight back down for the Uni Virtuosi driver, and he will not be happy how that's just ended.
Definitely he will not be happy, as Eric was really just building the patience there to do the move on Wells Toast, and Domi with the base and new chairs really wanted to pass. He was waiting for the move of Eric, and then he took the switchback of both of them and went around the outside of Massenet. It was a shame because I think Eric understeered on the side but of Domi, so that's very bad luck after crafting all that move, and that's, well, yeah, very unlucky, as I said.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Maka ahead. He's just been catching JA games a little bit. There's a yellow flag ahead. It's been cleared. But, you know, these guys, pretty quiet all race from these lot. They haven't really done too much. None of them have pitted yet. They're all on their starting compound of tyres, and that's something that we haven't really seen from a lot of these drivers. But you can see now Maka really starting to close in on JA games in third place right now, and let's have a look, see if there's any damage on him here as he comes round out of 48 through the tunnel. It's a bit dark in here, but it doesn't look like there's an M plate missing, Alex. So I'm wondering what Maka's doing here to gain all this pace.
Yeah, probably he was before on traffic and now he has been unleashed. And Maka, we know he's a very fast driver. He usually is on the podium, and he really wants to be on the podium again here in Monaco, as he's only one spot. He has only one spot left to achieve that aim. So at the moment, Maka catching JA games. So probably he wants to try the undercut. It can be some tactic for today.
Yeah, absolutely. The undercut super powerful around Monaco, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw one of these guys come in this lap, if not the next. Here goes Maka up the inside. JA gains very wide through turn 1, and the Prima Motorsport driver, he's so experienced here in F2, and you don't need to ask him twice to accept an open invitation like that one. He is just glided past through turn 1, and that is really nicely done for the Prima. And you can see now he's actually running away a little bit, already half a second the gap as they come down into Mirabao, and very nicely done move from Maka there.
I actually think there was some minimal contact that sent JA games a little bit wide, and probably that's why Maka took the place. So probably not the ideal move from the Prema driver, but still, he's showing right now the pace he has on his pocket. Now 1 second is the gap between him and his rival, who just overtook on that first turn on Santabot. So now Maka trying to push and trying to catch back row as Neon pits. He had 21-second gap, but probably he will fall on traffic. We don't know.
Well, I actually think he might be okay. You can see four-door sedan there. That would have been some of the traffic he would have faced, but he's coming to the pit lane. He might get stuck behind Kiwi here. It's going to be close, though, between the two cars because of the cut at turn 1, but I think it is going to be behind for the car, and it definitely will be now. Just about staying within that yellow line here. Maka's into the pit lane as well. We'll see if he gets a nice undercut here on J Games, but it's all just a waiting game.
Neon rejoining just ahead of his rival. So Bagro, he hasn't bid, and now he's watching his the leader going away with one stop, and he's still not bidding. That can be very bad for just for the confidence of Bagro. Even he has the second place, and I think we have some battle there between Eric and Maka. Actually, Eric overtook Maka. Maka was rejoining after a pit stop, so that's why Eric took the run out of turn 1. So like Maka was trying to find the grip still on this new compound, and it's 6 laps left, and he will try to do this stint of Super Soft as well as Neon and as well as Wells Toast and Domi pitted again.
Yeah, well, super, just not unlucky, but Neon actually, he's just really just covered this undercut well. We were just mentioning it, that undercut really does exist around here, and what better way to cover it than just pit first, you know? So, Neon up in P1 right now, very solid. Back row, JA Games, and then Shane as well. They're all going to have to make sure that they get in this lap pretty much. There goes back row. I would not be surprised to see the MP Motorsport and Shane as well in the SMP racing car come in. They are. So all of the drivers now getting in for this pit stop. Eric here, who's got Maka all over his rear. Wouldn't be surprised to see him come in. What is Maka going to do, though? With Eric there in front of him, his lap would have been slightly slowed down. Eric's going to stay out, actually. And this is going to cost Maka, I think. As he comes out, I don't think he's going to get the undercut that he would have wanted. On the cars ahead, you can see there's JA Games just hopping out of the pit lane. And Eric...
very, very close.
Just holds on to P3 for now. Maka in P4, so he has beaten JA Games out of the pit lane.
It was very, very close, because all that work that Maka did to overtake JA Games probably could have been worse if Eric blocked a little bit more and cost more time to Maka. So now is still the same position. He will be ahead of his rival on the MP Motorsport car, but yet Maka has to overtake the traffic of Eric. Eric has to pit again, if I'm not mistaken, as he pitted on the end of lap 2. So now Eric will have to push and now and pit again.
Yeah, now Eric, some sort of connection issue for the Univirtuosi is seeing him plummet down the order here. He's ghosted for Maka, which isn't enabled, so that is just connection based. No other reason for that one. As they come through swimming pool and the Louis Chiron chicane, I should say, and now swimming pool, and Eric, well, he's lost the position to Maka based purely on connection, it would seem, and now he's staying out again, Alex. I think he definitely needs to pit again, because I'm pretty sure he did that pit stop in the first 3 laps. You can see now Maka, or JA Games, sorry, looking around the outside of the Univirtuosi, but he's not got that move done. Eric defending valiantly here, but I'm not sure if he's allowed to finish this race on that compounded tyre. We'll have to wait and see whether he's timed it well, but if memory serves, he served that pit stop on lap 3, which means that he has to do another one here. Whether he realizes that or not, we'll have to wait and see. But Eric, P4, JA Games, P5, and Squid has joined the party. He's currently sitting in P6, has to pit as well. Or does Squid I think he's pitted on lap 4, so I think Squid is okay here.
I think he's saved. I think he beat it on the end of lap 3, so 1 lap after Eric did, so under safety car conditions. So now we'll see if Eric can, I don't know, he has to know about this. He knows about the rules, but probably he doesn't remember when exactly he pitted, so probably he's trying to go to the end, and we don't know. Squid still now losing times with these 2 drivers. I don't know if he has damage, but he had traffic of 4-door sedan, so probably that cost him a little bit of tenth there on second sector. Now he's catching again, but yeah, he has to really push to stay on the slipstream of JA Games. We know that slipstream is not that powerful here, but it's still a big thing as Domi goes round the outside of Raskas on Wells Toast. Still side by side, Wells Toast has to lift a little bit, and Domi will open the DRS. Very good traction out of the ART driver, and a very clean battle here, Unicorn.
Yeah, awesome stuff from Domi to get that move done, and this is all 4 points as well. But more importantly, this puts him in a better position if he can get into P8 for that sprint race, get that reverse grid, particularly if, let's say Eric does have to, serve another pit stop. Domi can see himself into P8, pole position up the top for the ART driver. So we'll have to wait and see. And we're in the closing stages now. Lap 18 or lap 19 as the leader Neon, who's got a 30-second lead right now. Alex, he's absolutely dominating right now at the front of this F2 grid. JA Gaines picks up a 3-second penalty. He's just so close to the rear of Eric as he comes through into back now. And, well, nicely done from him. And a big shout out as well to Mark Anton Vidi. Apologies if I pronounced that wrong, but thank you for the raid, sir. Much appreciated. Welcome, everyone, to Misfits Racing League. We're rounding out our week of Monaco action here with the F2 race, or the F2 races. This is the first of 2. We're on the feature race right now. We'll have a sprint race in just a moment with the top 8 reverse grid. But as they come down to turn 1, JA Games still on the rear of Eric, and it's important to know as well, back row Maka and Eric, all penalty free, Alex. And, well, they're all outside of 3 seconds of each other. But that means that even if JA Games, maybe Squid, maybe Psycho, went for a big push, they wouldn't really get a lot out of it at this stage of the,
this stage of the race, as Psycho has 14 seconds of penalty, so it's very, very crucial for him. He overtakes a Squid and then pulls a gap, but I don't think that can be easy done here on the streets of Monte Carlo, as Psycho is on a train right now, led by Eric, then JA Games with 3 seconds, as well as Squid. And yeah, as I said, 14 seconds for the Dams driver. Now JA Games again, super close, and then he clips the inside of Noel Chicane. He will regret about that move shortly, but now, thank God, I think he didn't get any damage. He did a 360, perfectly helped by that barrier there, but very, very unfortunate for him, because he will lose 2 places and an opportunity to win one.
Yeah, spinning on the penultimate lap, not what you want to do. I know all too well from experience around here about doing that. Meanwhile, down at the back of this grid, Wavy and Matt are having a nice little exchange as they come through Casino. Matt just about holding off Wavy for the time being, and, well, very slow through Mirabal, as Wavy just struggling to get past here, but yeah, it particularly slow through Mirabal, and that's
and Moen has a puncture. Moen has a puncture on 11th place, as Neon just on laps the BWT driver, but he will stay out. He wants to finish this race with this puncture, Silverstone 2020 style of Hamilton. 1 lap to go as Neon crosses the line. He's lapped, so he only has 1 lap to go. But Moen really, really suffering there. It seems like he will not get the points today on the feature race, Unicorn.
Well, if Moen's got a puncture now, Neon's crossed onto lap 21. That means that Eric still has a lap and a half to go, as does Squid. Look at their tyre life compared to Moen's here. 17 laps, 16 laps for Eric and Squid. Moen only has 15 laps, so either these two are managing their tyres superbly, or they are in the danger zone here. They have a real problem if they pick up a puncture on this last lap. Eric is going to come into the pits.
Yeah, he was aware of that. He didn't want to get disqualified. Probably the game just as well sent a warning to him. Now he'll put the softs again. So yeah, I was gonna say, you can see on Squid front left how that graining is really, really, really visible. So probably is affecting on pace, as Psycho very close on JA Games. Sorry, vice versa. It's JA Games who's attacking just right now the DM's driver. But still, we know Psycho has penalty, and Shane has 3 seconds at least. So it will be an exchange between these drivers when they cross the line. And talking about crossing the line, Neon will cross the line to win this amazing Monaco GP. It was an impressive drive for him. It's almost more than 30 seconds to back row. Very, very dominant from him.
Yeah, huge, especially in just 21 laps. To extend such a lead is huge here at Monaco. And well, down into the Nouvelle Chicane, you could just see there the JA Games has tapped the rear of Psycho, and there's 4 cars here, Alex, all to the line. Is Shane here going to have a look on the inside? He is! And that's going to put him in the wall. And there's a lot of M plates flying off of his car. You can see there Domi all over the rear of him, looking to try and take P7 away in the closing moments of the race. And there he goes, up the inside through swimming pool. Into Raskas they go. And Domi is not going to be asked twice. He is going to take P7 away. Where his penalty is going to lay them all out. Psycho's going to cross the line in 5th. But look at the positions changing. Squid promoted up into P5. You've got Shane there in 6th. Well, Toast 7th. Domi just about claws 8th place, as he will start pole position in the sprint race. But my goodness, what a race.
Very good drive and very, very good overtake now from Domi. I think Domi did 2 stop, so that's probably why we see him not on the places that normally we can see him. It's on P8. Still will collect some points and reverse grid on sprint race, so will be P1 for him.
Yeah, there we are. Hey, Neon, what a performance from him in that first race. Don't go anywhere though, ladies and gentlemen. All these drivers are about to be flung around Monaco once more. Shorter race, no mandatory pit stop. And it is the sprint race with the front 8 of this race reverse grid. So 8th place will start first and first place will start 8th, etc. But thank you everyone for watching. The support means a lot. And a big shout out as well to our partners in Next Level Racing. Be sure to go and give their website a check out in the link in the chat to check out their awesome racing rigs over there. But here we are. Here is the finishing standings of that first race. Neon in P1. Back row in P2 from 5th. Maka, what a drive from him. 12th to 3rd. JA Games from 6th to 4th. Squid, 18th to 5th. No wonder he got driver of the day. And Shane, 15th to 6th. There's some monster drives from these guys. Welsh Toast as well, 16th to 7th. Domi from 3rd all the way down to 8th. Not a brilliant race for him, but potential to redeem himself with pole position in the next one. Eric in 9th. Brilliant clawback points with the late pit stop. And Psycho in 10th place. Moen finishing 11th with the puncture. But here we go. Alex, on to the sprint race here. We'll see what these drivers can produce in this one, that first race. What a brilliant race that was. And, well, we're about to have it all over again. And it's looking a little overcast.
But we saw that weather report from the drivers who will drive. But I think now I understand what Eric tried to do. I think he didn't want to use that other compound because now that compound will be used on this race. So probably he was trying to save that other soft for this race, Unicorn.
If that works out for him, that is a brilliant play from him because really, if the super softs here, really light up because that is what they're going to do as we've got 3, 4, 5 red lights here at the second race and final race of the week here at Monaco. And away we go here as Domi off the line gets a very nice start. Welsh Toast though. Sorry, Shane. He's had a really nice start as well as he's up into second place. He's battling with Domi. Domi just giving him the squeeze, just about enough space. And there goes Shane up into P1 behind them. And we've got a VSC already. Squid's had a problem.
I think there was a crash. I think it was Venom. Minor crash. It wasn't that big, I think. And some front wing missing as Matt now collides with Wavy. And a lot of drivers getting that 5-second penalty. Squid, the only one on the bottom 8 to not have one. So very, very lucky from these drivers, which were not expecting the train to be that slowed down. So they will have to care about that front wing damage because some of these drivers have it already.
So yeah, Alec, you're super right. It was not Squid in the crash. He just lagged to the bottom of this grid. Some sort of issue there with the cars, but Domi having a huge look at the inside into the chicane, and that was optimistic, and it's not worked out for him. He just about avoids the wall. Maybe a light tap there, but no damage. And well, the ART dropping to 5th place. He was on pole position, and he could have held it at least into P2, as there are some really horrible graphical glitches going on in the game right now. But we'll soldier on as Eric right now looking like he's under a lot of pressure from last race winner Neon. You can see Carlin looking around the outside of Ruskas, just not enough space, and there goes an end plate as he just lightly taps the rear of Eric. Super unfortunate to lose a end plate after so little damage. Padanius, well, he's going to get Matt, who's off into the pits.
Psycho Neon side by side on turn 1 was Neon with damage. Now Psycho taking profit of that. Very, very close. It rushes the wall. Going to Masanet, he was very, very wide, and he will have, I think, more damage after that. He's defending from his life for that 8th position. Now the last position to give points. Now Psycho was super wide and taps the rear of Neon. Neon saves that spin, but will still be on the race. Very, very harsh for the Dams driver, who's very, very late braking there on Mirbo.
Yellow flag in sector 2, not quite sure who that's for, but Neon spotting a fair bit of damage on that front wing, it would seem, and wants to come from a race win. So what's happening right now, a little bit unfortunate for him, but see, just wrestling the wheel here to try and stay in control of that car. And well, there's a Universiosis, Eric.
Yeah, I think he spawned and resets the track to not just to not create any major collisions there on the back. I think he avoided and we have another tab. It's Neon and Psycho again.
Yeah, and that is a full safety car, Alex. It's, yeah, both drivers missing all of their front wings, so not quite sure what happened between the two, but it's happened between Sharon and Twinkle. So
This is very good for these drivers who had damage. It's Kiwi, Psycho, Eric, and Neon pitting, and probably more drivers as well. Probably Routine. No, Routine is actually staying out.
Well, Shane right now in lead of this race on lap 3 on the safety car. Welsh Toast in P2. Maka in P3. Day Games in P4. Domi, he's up into 5th, or down into 5th place, sorry, after that horrendous mistake into the new Vel chicane, but he's still well within the points here. Moen in P6, Wavy P7, and Rutanius in 8th place. Both of those two have penalties. Squid in P9, he's penalty free, and after he got sent to the back of the Squid with a little bit of lag, he's done pretty nicely to get himself. Their back row is in 10th place. And then we have Kimi, Neon, Eric, Psycho, Williams, Matt, Ford Sedan, and Venom, all who have pit. So
yeah,
a lot of stuff still happen in this race.
Neon and Kiwi on the super soft compound. I don't know. Well, they will try to go to the end surely, but I don't know if that's the better strategy. As Kiwi went super wide on the chicane and the hairpin, sorry, and Neon just avoiding the contact. Kiwi still at 11th, but we saw Moen have a puncture with 13 laps soft, so we will see Neon have a puncture now.
Well, Neon, Kiwi, and Venom as well now. All of them threatening to get put in that puncture territory, and it's a risk that a lot of these drivers seem to be taking. And to be honest, Alex, we could see that it might happen anyway with the guys on the soft, because if you're not going to take the mandatory pit stop, the tyres are going to be 15 laps old anyway. So it's interesting that all of these drivers probably going to try and take the softs to the end. Probably possible.
Kiwi jumps into the pits and, well, just smashes on the wall, and he retires on pit lane. Probably was not happy with that performance there. So we have one less driver here on the grid with 17 right now on the restart of the safety car. So very bad luck for the Campos Racing driver. Meanwhile, I thought he was going to pit for new softs, but yeah, Neon it seems like he will be one of the other drivers to stay on that super soft, but Squid pits and he will be on super soft. I think he only lost 2 places, so very good strategy for him if he can take those super softs to the end.
The back row just came in as well. I think some of these drivers have just got back onto the soft tyres that they left on the previous pit stop, so they don't have hope, I don't think, in those super softs. They get to the end, but the likes of Squid, Eric, Psycho, they're gambling. They think that they can get those tyres to the end here, and it's a risk. You know, we're saying it with Neon, we're going to say it again with these guys. I don't think those tyres can go to the end, Alex. I really don't. Like you were saying, Moen, his tyres punctured a similar age on softs. Super softs, they don't last long enough. I don't think they do. So
I really don't know what they're trying. Psycho was super close with Eric on the tunnel. Thank God it wasn't contact. But yeah, we really want these drivers to have that breathing space on these yellow flag conditions. So right now, all the drivers catching. As Psycho tries a move on their safety car on Eric. I don't know why, or I'm very confused. Probably the sync. I don't really think there's a sync.
Well, either way, we are on lap 5 of 15 here, and, well, not too much racing to go, and we've seen it before. We'll see it again in the future. Squid actually getting back off of those super softs, so he's not faithful in them either, and you can see him there dropping a few more positions. And if, you know, if Psycho, if Eric gets the, punctures, then that will be worth it for him, because he will have a better chance at picking up those points. But already you can see Ford Sedan, Venom, Squid as well now off of the safety car queue. Fingers crossed the safety car comes in regardless, because at this stage of the race we need some green flag racing. We need these drivers to be unleashed, and we want to see some action on it.
Definitely. It seems like Venom will be the last driver to catch the queue. Probably on this lap it can be. So green flag would be lap 6. Now it seems like everything is more calm on these drivers. So they're catching the safety car, and I hope it's on this lap, Unicorn.
Fingers crossed. Sometimes it's the timing line into Sector 3 that decides it. So let's have a look. Let's hop on board with Shane, who's in P1. And there it is. Race control. Safety car in this lap. That's what we wanted to see. we will go back to green flag racing. Shane will be restarting the safety car. And, well, here we go. As they come through swimming pool. Turn 15 now. And when is Shane going to unleash that SMP racing car? And, well, the best place to do it is right here, coming out of the final corner. And he has indeed gone. It really punches up the drivers behind, splits up the rest of the pack. That's important. But here we go. It always creates this battle between a couple of drivers. Domi having a look up the inside of JA Games, but he's not finding it through there. But turn 2, he might find it. Domi, they're going side by side, but like you said, movement further back down the grid. Domi around the outside, though, of Massenet, and what a move from him. And, well, Moen's getting all sidewards.
It was very, very close as Wavy almost losing the rear on that bump before Mirabeau. Side by side between Moen and Wavy. Wavy clips the wall. Now a little bit of brush on the front, on the left of these two drivers. Neon still lurking to do a move there behind Moen. Seems like Moen doesn't have the speed, and Neon will take that place on the inside of I think it's Mirabeau Bass, but I'm not sure about the name of that corner. But Neon, yeah, will take all the exit on Portier down to the tunnel. And now getting that place, taking profit of those super soft compound, and Routinius really, really close on Moen. I don't know if he will try it now. It seems like he will wait as Moen jumps the chicane, as he thought there was no space for two drivers, it seems. So it will be massive loss of positions for the BW stripe driver.
Well, battle of the teammates there. And who is this that's had a problem? There's Wavy off at swimming pool. And, well, you can see there, everyone just jostling for position, trying to find their way through with these cars off. And there's a tap from the wall for Psycho. There's a yellow flag out. There is a lot of drivers and not a lot of space. And, well, that's Monaco for you, as these guys are just trying to find a way through. There's a big battle for the front positions. You've got Domi looking at Maka, looking at Welsh Toast. There's 3 drivers all going up towards Massenet now, side by side for Welsh Toast and Maka. Domi watching on with eager eyes. Shane has had some sort of disconnect. He has got that little red cross there, meaning he's disconnected from the game. Here goes Domi around the outside, looking at Welsh Toast. Maka is already through into P2. Domi picks up P3. Welsh Toast now under a bit of pressure from Neon behind. Neon looking around the outside of the hairpin, looking for the inside now. Through into Mirabel Bass, and Portier now is still holding that inside with the super soft compound tyres, and he makes it P4 for the feature race winner. Can he take these tyres to the end? Because if he can, he's on for a brilliant result and a brilliant weekend overall.
Yeah, now Maka very close on the AI of Shane, sorry. Very bad luck for the Prima driver of Shane, as he will lose 5 places while he was leading. The disconnection really cost him a lot. So very unfortunate for him. Maka will take the lead of this sprint race. Domi will be second, and Neon now third. As you said, the winner of the future race now on the podium, and Welsh Toast lurking as well there. Very, very close gaps between these drivers on this sprint race, Unicorn.
Absolutely. DRS re-enabled. Not really going to play too much of a role here at Monaco. Only that start finish straight. But here goes Neon. He's just picked up a 3-second time penalty for warnings of track limits. But here he goes, looking up the inside of Massenet. Can he find it through? He's going to struggle. Super Sauce, though. Will they give him the traction? At a casino, it's still side by side. There's a yellow flag. There's a big collision behind these guys. But around the outside, he goes, and he's just got it down through Mirabel. Very nicely done from him. And the Carling car takes yet another position. Let's have a look at the back. I think Back Row and Psycho were the ones who had an incident. And, well, you can see Psycho there, just wide off at Mirabel as well. And
yeah, now Shane.
Damage.
I think now Shane joined the session. But yeah, Neon really taking profit of those compounds, but taking a lot of warnings as well. Very close on that barrier on the exit of Noble Chicane. But now he will try to catch Maka, setting a purple sector too, almost improving 2 seconds per lap on that best record he has. Very close already.
Yeah, and just looking at him here, he's got DRS now. We were saying he wouldn't play too much of a role, and, well, are we going to see it play a role here? I don't think so. There is the fastest lap, Alex. You were just mentioning it. I think he's just clipped the wall on entrance to turn 1. Not really going to cost him here as he comes up through turn 2. He's looking all over the rear of this Prima, but Maka is making that car as wide as possible. But Neon, he's found a bit of space. He's looking around the outside of Massenet, and it's just going to get in the inside into Casino. Will tapping, and, well, an end plate lost for the Carlin car just on the inside of Casino. Not what he wants to do, but he's going to try it again. And oh my goodness, side by side down into the hairpin. Neon just ahead. Has he got the downforce without that end plate? He does. And what a brilliant move to take the lead of this race, Alex. Now he needs to try with that damage to extend a bit of a gap so he can get a pit stop in, if possible, or he risks taking those tires to puncture.
Yeah, totally. Very, very good move from Neon. It's third time, I think, or even fourth time he does an overtake out of the hairpin or even the hairpin. So very, very good spot for him. It seems like on this sprint race as J Games take a 3-second penalty for exceeding track limits. Very, very close. The battle for the lead was toast as well, still holding that gap between him and the podium with Domi and Maka, the doors of that podium, and Maka seems like still holding really a little bit the pace, but Neon will try to take profit, as I said, of this super soft as much as he can.
Yeah, well, let's just forget about the tires for a moment, Alex. Just think about the fact that Neon, well, he's got a penalty, and that could really cost him as well at the end of this race. Eric right now all over the gearbox of Rutenius. Eric as well, one of these few drivers on the super soft, looks like to the end, up the inside of Rutenius. Rutenius is going to have a look back. There's a yellow flag. It looks like that's going to be either Matt or back row, but Eric, he does get the move done on Rutenius. These guys are going to come around the corner. Let's hop on board with Shane just ahead of them. Who is this? Off. They've already removed the car. They got reset to track, and Williams, Venom, they've exchanged. Williams comes into the pit lane, and everything has just been super, super intense over the last 5 or so laps, Alex. As we've got 5 laps to go here around Monaco, NF2, and for the rest of the week as well, but Neon's having an excellent race.
Yeah, it's an excellent race, but it doesn't seem like he's pulling away from Maka. Maka still 1.3 behind him, and he has to take 3 seconds of that time to make sure he has the win on his back. But it seems like Maka still improving on his lap times. And we have yellow flag, I think it was Matt just yielding on being traffic. So very, very good to see that, not causing any issues to the leaders. So now, Wellstos, it seems like he gained time out of Domi, and Domi is not gaining time on Maka. So really, really good drive from the terrorist driver.
Yeah, really nicely done. Moen is under some pressure. P9 right now. These guys just outside of the points here in the sprint race, only the top 8 score, and you've got Moen being really put under pressure by Psycho here as they come down towards them. One Psycho has a look for the lunge up the inside, but he's not going to go for it. Smartly backs out, make sure he doesn't lose, an end plate or in fact spin at turn 1. Squid, Venom, they've exchanged Venom into the pit lane though, so it's not really going to matter either way, whoever came out on top of that one. But his teammate Moen here just sticking with P9 for the time being.
Yeah, Moen very close to the points. Still 7 seconds is the difference between him and Rutenius, but it seems like Rutenius has a penalty. I don't know how much is that penalty worth, but I will say it's 10 seconds. So right now Moen has to stay on, well, he can't lose 2.5 seconds or he will lose the podiums. So the points, but Moen now trying on Shin. Shin crashes out of the Nouvelle Chicane. That's massive. That's a point for Moen now.
Well, Psycho's done the move, like, just up the inside. But like you said, Shane's out, and there was yellow flag, so I don't know if Psycho's going to have to re-get the position back to Moen. It doesn't look like he's got any intention of doing so, so I don't think he's got it. So, luckily for Psycho, I think he's just about got that move done in time. But,
yeah,
well,
I think it was just before the mini sector of yellow flags, as we have another yellow flag. I think it was Matt crashing on Raskas just before Fordor Sedan overtook him. But yeah, Moen still on the points. He has to really take care of those tires and try to go to the end as Matt retires on pits and leaves the session. So very unfortunate for the terrorist driver. But yeah, Moen still on the points. 13 seconds worth of penalties for Rutenius. And very, very difficult to get there on the points, Moen. But at the moment, he's doing it.
Yeah, not too many laps to go now. Lap 12 of 15, and well, Neon still in lead of this race, but like you said, he hasn't brought out that gap that he needs to Maka to ensure that he stays there. And well, he's still got the tyre issue as well, Alex. those tires could still pop at any moment. And who is this with an issue?
Genius. Yeah,
Finally, the
genius. I
pad
think
is...
clipped. It's the normal mistake out of Noble again clipping the wall. We saw it. I think it was on Shane, the other race, or probably was J Games. But yeah, one of those drivers who clipped the wall, and you can't. Normally, you don't lose any front wing, but you really certainly lose a lot of time, as Rutenius did now, and we saw.
Yeah, into just... It's just a super unfortunate way to go, just clipping that rear end. Like you said, though, no damage, so it does mean you can continue. And Rutenius, no intention of stopping. He's still in those points, and well, I'm sure he'll quite like the bragging rights of beating his teammate here. You know, an F2 veteran in Moen right now, but the two typically seen side by side in Tier 3, where they both drive for the Racing Point squad. But here we are. We're on board right now. Welsh Toast, he's on the rear of Domi, and Domi, he's done well to recover this race from what was a pretty poor start, I think it's fair to say, Alex. And well, these two battling is actually going to help Neon, because it means Neon's not going to lose out too much when he comes to the last lap. And you can see Maka's gaining on Neon right now. And,
oh my
well,
god, look at the tires of Neon. Look at that graining there on the left and on the right as well. The line that we can see of the wear of this tires, probably he's around 70%, probably even more. So Neon will try to hold those tires as much as he can, as Maka will now have the better tires. So he also, so Neon and Eric now on super soft will be struggling a lot for pace. Eric right now on podium, on points, but without any penalty.
Yeah, well, Neon's not only on these old tyres, but he's missing an end plate, Alex, and he's been doing well to nurse that damage for now. As Welsh Toast, Domi, they're side by side through Massenet, and Welsh Toast right now finding out the inside of Casino. Can he find the exit speed he needs, though, to hold it down into Mirabel? I think he's just about got it, but Domi will have the inside into the hairpin. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. That's just ahead of them. I think that's Venom spun, and that could cost them both a big issue here. They just about squeezed by. There was just enough room for two cars, and Welsh Toast keeps his third place. But that was very touch and go, Alex.
Nobody wants to yield here, Unicorn. As Domi, it seems like he has damage on the right end plate before the hairpin, I noticed. So it wasn't because of the contact with Venom. Or Wellstones almost tapping the rear of the terrorist driver, but Wellstones will stay on the podium at the moment. Maka very, very close on the car leg of Neon. Neon has that penalty, but of course Maka wants to win on track. Every driver really wants to do that, and Domi takes a penalty right now as JA Games as well, closing the gap on Domi, losing the rear on Simple Chicane though. And Welsh Toast spun out of Rascas, he saved it, but Domi is really close on the back. He will open DRS, we'll see if Domi can have the run on turn 1. Mac as well, very close, but still not having an attempt to overtake. And look at that, Unicorn.
Oh, it's into the wall! They're both still going, but well, that's not how they wanted this to end. And you saw Domi in the final sector. The penalty just cutting the corners basically through the chicanes in the final sector, but into the wall for the pair of them. Neither now with a front wing, or at least any sort of substantial portion of it. Well, Domi's got none, and Welsh Toast has just a few falls left. And well, Eric, Super Softs, they're going to be dying out just the same as Neons are. We're on the final lap of this race. But can he catch up? He's got a full front wing, and that could work in his favor here. Maka on Neon. He doesn't need to risk this. He really doesn't. He knows it. He's going to hang back. He's an experienced driver, Maka. He's been here week in, week out, and he knows that he doesn't need to overtake Neon here. He's just going to take it on the line.
Probably he can try it on Rascas. Look at the grip difference. And Wellstones takes 3-second penalty with that damage. But even with that grip difference, it seems like Maka will not throw the car to try and risk a move. He will not win on track. It will be Neon again winning on track. This time he will not be handing that position on P1. It will be finishing P2 because Maka will take the flag on penalties. It will be a first place for Maka, second for Neon, third for JA Games, who took the profit of those collisions between Domi and Wellstones. Domi will cross fourth. Eric will jump both, taking fourth place, and Domi and Wellstones fifth and sixth. Rotenius seventh, but Moen seems like he will jump. I'm really not sure about that. Probably Moen taking the points.
Well, he's in the points right now, but how many is he going to take here? P7 for him. He just beats out Rutanius, and well, there's that bragging rights between teammates I was talking about, and well, Moen just about hanging on there to the point. Squid in P9, back row P10, and Bordeaux he's just had some sort of issue as he crosses the line, and here comes Psycho across the line as well. So, well, very impressive, Alex, to get these super softs to the end for some of these drivers. Neon coming across in the chat saying he was on 89% wear. And, well, driver of the day, well deserved. A P1 and a P2 for the Carlin driver, and that is absolutely brilliant. So, well deserved, but there he is, Maka. What a drive from him. He didn't win on track, but penalties are a huge part of racing, and, well, to keep yourself clean, he knows it best. We've seen people take penalties, you know, and avoid penalties to win races before, and it won't be the last time we see it, and it just goes to show and just how important, Alex, it is to keep your nose clean in these races.
Totally. Maka, I think he had 0 damage on that sprint race. Probably he can confirm later, but it seemed like he was on better tires, better strategy. Neon had to pit. I think it was collisions on the BSC of lap 1 on the sprint race, but very, very, very good drive from Maka. Another win for him. It's not the first time. I think it's not even the second time. So Maka will take another win, and very, very good drive with Maka from Neon and J Games. Eric on 4th place after penalties. Domi Welstos having that collision on the last lap. Moen taking some pair of points. Rutenius will be rounding that top 8 here for the sprint race. Squid and back row for Dorsedan, Psycho, Bannon, Williams, Shane after a disconnection leading this race. Wavy, Matt, and Kiwi rounding out the grid. So very, very intense battling here on Monaco, and I actually enjoyed it. I actually thought it was going to be probably more chaos, but this driver's really good. Did a very good job trying to defend and attacking from each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Neon takes the weekend. No surprise there. Maka and JA Games round at the top 3. Back row and Squid in the top 5. But, well, like you said, Alex, that was... I can't lie. That was better than I was expecting. Monaco, there's a lot of ups and downs here all the time with a track such as this. And, well, these drivers, they've got a lot to be proud of. A community race can go one of two ways. It can be really good, and you can see some really great debut drives from drivers you don't always see on the grid. But here we saw a lot of guys, a couple of new guys, a couple of guys who've not raced F2 before, and they all came together here with the guys who are always here for F2, and they've done really well. So a big, congratulations to everyone who raced, and a big thank you for everyone watching along at home as well. Alex, any closing remarks before we go on and raid a member of the F1 racing community?
That was a very, very good race. Neon again doing what he really knows he can do, winning races, finishing second. So very congrats to him for taking this weekend. So that's all for me, Unicorn. We will see next week. I think it's on Baku. Yeah, it will be Baku. So another street circuit, very, very difficult to manage it through that castle section.
Yeah, absolutely. Baku action kicks off Tuesday, same time, 8 p.m. GMT, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tier 3, that'll be Alex again with Stryfium in the commentary booth. That's F1 Racing, as always, here at Misfits Racing League. And if you want to catch any of our previous races or highlights, then go ahead, check out our YouTube channel over there and whack a subscription down as well if you want to see when all those videos go live. And a big shout out to our partner as well, Next Level Racing. Some awesome sim racing rigs, and they're doing brilliant things for the sim racing community as a whole. So be sure to go and check out their website. And if you want to take part in some MRL action, any other community events, not only the F2, we've got some unbroadcasted races as well, then be sure to get yourself in the Discord. But that's all from us. We'll be back again next week, same time, same place for F2, and obviously Tuesday again for the MRL F1 action re-kicking off at Baku this week. But that's all from us. We're going to raid a member of the F1 community. But before we do, enjoy the outro, and thank you all very much for watching.